Hey everyone, I hope you can see this on here. It is in blue. My red marker died on me, as you can see up here, so I had to start using some different colors. Okay, so here we are. Again, it's Tammeron here teaching some videos in my membership at Tammeron's Place, a retreat for spiritual growth. This is the final fourth video. And this week I'm really teaching people how to manage your time more effectively as an entrepreneur. And most likely you are a stay-at-home entrepreneur and you might be juggling something else in your business as well as family, kids, yourself, so on and so forth. So in the previous videos, I talked about the pie. I talked about, what time represented in each area. And in this video, what I'm going to share with you is how I actually look at that whole vision for the year ahead. So I usually do this in January. And there's a reason why I do it, and I'll talk about that in a second. But then I break it down into quarterly, monthly, and a daily schedule for that week ahead. And then I'm going to share with you a little tip that I have, something, because this is when it becomes magical. And, a lot of people saying, you're so magical, things happen. Well, one of the reasons why is because, again, like I showed in the previous video, is I focus on me. So when I'm managing my time to maintain my energy, meaning my vibration, I have high energy. So I function better. Things are more clear in my mind. Everything becomes easier. And a lot of it is intuitive. All right, so it's a great way to live. I didn't realize over the years that's how I always was, but it's only been a lot of, studying self-development, self-reflection that I realized this was a gift that I had, and a lot of people are asking me to share it. So this is why I'm making the video. So this is the final one. So again, I shared this briefly the other day, but, I always grab yearly calendars somewhere. I know we can do this digitally, but there is still something precious for me, the magic of writing things down with pen and paper. So you can use as much electronic help as you need with this. But again, I do find when I take time out to plan things that magic starts to happen. As you can see in my calendar, what I did in around the end of the new year, last year, around Christmas time, because I am a January baby. So again, I really feel this stuff. But I took the whole calendar for the year ahead. And what I did is I started yearly and I looked at, okay, when do I not want to be working? When am I going to start slowing down on my business as a mom, even though my kids are in college, university? When do I not actually want to be working? All right, so I put in my pleasure time first. All right, so as you'll see, different things are happening, different times of the year. It's what I've noticed in my industry as well, that a lot of moms that I work with, they don't want to be taking courses and classes for me, so I will be taking that time off. And you'll see as I get right through to the end of the year, when I hit December, be the final one that's sticking. Oh, that's where you get your coupons. You start seeing after the 14th or 15th, I've checked out. Okay, time off. All right, so come January, if you look at my January schedule for even this year, you'll even notice I'm not really working, okay? So when you write stuff down, I'm going to be honest, this stuff starts to happen in your life. And when we're more balanced, living a more balanced lifestyle and being honest with ourselves about, how it is that we're showing up in our business, I honestly believe we can live the life that we want. However, you're going to have to learn how to manage your money throughout the year so that when you're not working, or if you do have things happening in your business, if you're in a network marketing industry on a model that, when you're not in there working with your team or your community, that there can be something in there, whether it's digital or rerunning classes like this that are on video, which people can review. So they're still getting something, but you're not actually spending time in there. It's already pre-done, okay? So that's what I do for the year. I sit down and I decide how many weekends do I want to work. I now take Sundays off. I've been someone who always had to work holidays, Christmas, Sundays, 7 days a week. I was a workaholic, as I shared with you before. And I finally said to myself, you know what? I'm done. I'm really done. I want Sundays to be my family time. So now for me on Sundays is when I connect with my mom, I connect with my kids, and I connect with my friends. And so I say, okay, let's connect on Sunday. So we use Zoom or we're talking on the phone. Okay. So for me, if someone messages me for work and I look at it and I know it's not urgent, I always say to people, don't get offended. I'll message you back on Monday. Okay. I don't even say that to people anymore because most people know. And it's about a boundary. Okay. So for me, I did the whole year. Then I broke it down, and then I started breaking down my calendar into quarterly things. So for me, I know that a lot of people don't spend a lot of money. They don't do a lot of things in my business in January. Okay, so it's a time for me to decide, what am I going to do this year? So things usually start picking up in February, which is where we are now. So you'll see in my calendar, I started putting in, what days of the week I want to be focusing on something, and I'm going to share that a little bit more. But I just want to get you into the quarterly things. So come April, May, it's spring. It's when I want to have my retreat. So I've got 3 months to start preparing. And then look at this. You start noticing in my calendar, because my kids are out of school, I'll most likely be traveling. I'll be in a different area. I want to be closer to my kids and not where I'm at now. So if I can create that income now, I can start moving through this, focus on final detox time, so that come summer, I'm ready to go, okay? Now, also, remember, even though I'm not teaching and working with my team, I'm still most likely doing something, because for me, I'm a Cappy. Summertime is when we're highly creative. So if you understand your summer in your birth chart, that is the best time to take notes of new ideas, write your books, do your writing, do that content stuff, because your energy, you're like the flower, okay? Energetically, you've blossomed. So even though I'm not teaching in the summer, I'll be writing. But that's pleasure time. It's creative time, okay? So it doesn't feel like work. And then things start changing. Okay, so that's how I've broken down the calendar, the quarterly calendar. My monthly calendar, let's look at the month of February. I'm going to share with you guys. So what starts happening in February is that I want to start teaching. So it's Thursday. So I have put in here the color blue is when I teach. Okay. So this is how I've broken it down. So I'm going to go across by the week, and you'll notice the patterns, because you can do this in your business as well. Okay. So on a Monday, this is red, because Monday to me means my admin day. So this is the day I plan my calls with people. I follow up with people. I've already written down who it is that I need to connect with this week or follow up with. But I also use Mondays in my business to pay my bills, to look at my monthly management on, how much money I need to continue making for the month ahead. And we're going to write that down. I'm going to share that with you in the next step. And then I plan my week. Okay. So Tuesdays, I always go live on Facebook at 222, but because I don't have a huge team, not only do I do my 222, I have to, in my head, I have to know what it is that I'm going to talk about. I create my cheat sheets for the videos so that I have structure when I'm talking. Then I take that information, I have to load it up to YouTube. I have to get my thumbnails made in Canva. I have to do that. And then I decide some of the essential oils that I've recommended for that week ahead, what recipes am I going to be sharing with this week? So for example, this week, one of the essential oils I talked about was peppermint. Right? I'm using it. I'm actually using it today. It's always in my kitchen. I have bottles of peppermint everywhere, actually, because it's so amazing, and it's one of the cheapest essential oils. So the recipes that I created this week had peppermint in it. Okay. So again, there's an order to everything that I do. And then on Wednesdays is when next week I want to start doing live coaching calls on Tammeron's Place. So I'm going to go live 20-minute coaching calls. So I'll be looking for people who are entrepreneurs, and there'll be specific things that I want to start teaching about, because all of that connects with all the elements of everything that I do. However, it's going to line up with my retreats in April. Okay, so everything I talk about and I do, there's always a bigger picture, okay? But you need to understand, you got to start at the big picture first, and then you work your way into your structures, okay? So if people are interested, we can actually sit on Zoom calls, and I can help you guys do this, because once you do this once, you're going to remember how to do this, and you're going to realize that you're actually creating your life. It's not, things aren't just happening to you. You're going to start deciding where things go in your business. So we've got the Thursdays is when I want to teach. And then I've got my Fridays as my cleanup days. So to me, that's when if someone couldn't connect with me, like say on a Wednesday or Thursday, I'll say, well, and I'm flexible for Friday. Do you want to connect on Friday? They say no. I say, okay, the odd Saturday I can work because I put that in as a flexible. However, this time of year for what it is that I'm doing, if I want to be out of my community, and a lot of these people might still have 9-to-5 jobs, Monday to Friday, I know I might have to go out and do some events or do some free talks or something on a Saturday. So a Saturday afternoon. But you'll notice in my daily schedule, I never work on a Saturday night. No way. Because for me, that's my family time. That's my time for friends, for partners, for dating, and that kind of stuff. Because I was someone that always worked 24/7, 9, 10 o'clock at night, didn't care what day it was. And people used to say to me, you don't have time for me. And they were absolutely right. Okay. So again, when I plan it, and then if something comes up and something happens, I've already made room in my schedule so that I can change things. So say someone calls and says, can I change the time? I can't do it today. Like, sure, I've got time for this because I already created that time. I don't plan my whole week so that everything is back to back because life happens, okay? And I don't want to get stuck in that. So that's how we get broken down into this area here to the monthly calendar and creating the daily schedule for that week ahead. Now let's talk about that daily schedule really, really quickly, because I want to keep this as the final video. So for me, because I'm a multitasker, again, I like to learn. So I take courses. I am a part of a membership group. So I have a notebook for that. And I have my team, my doTERRA people, okay? So rather than having notes all over the place, like some people do, okay? What I started doing is going to the dollar store, and literally in Canada here, you get 4 of these for $1. These old school books, okay, different colors. And I color code them, okay? So, and I color code them for specific reasons. So now when, for example, in this part of my day, right, when I am learning something, let's just say, you know, I'm taking a course, so you guys are listening to this, I have a notebook so that every time I listen to that person, I've got a notebook. This is the teacher's name, the Zoom call number on there, so I'm not always looking for the Zoom number. And I have a constant flow of every time I take a class with them, my notes. So you'll see actually from yesterday, one of the Zoom calls they did, you know, my notes from that. So next weekend they have a class. So I know that, oh, if I remember, oh, that person taught me that, I need to go back and look that up, or I'm going to use this in something I'm teaching more people. I know where to find it. Okay. So if I fill this up after a month or two, I keep the same color, and then I keep them, and at the end of the year, I file them and I keep them in an order. Okay. So for an example, so this is another group that I'm involved in, Transform Mastermind. So I have the Zoom number on my booklet. Again, every time I'm on a call, I take my notes. All right. So each day when I'm on it, doesn't matter what I'm in it for. You know, like today we were learning about offerology, starting about managing. So I make notes so I know where to find it. It's always going to be, oh, this person taught me that. I know what book to go back and look. Okay. Another example is for my team, my people in doTERRA, when I enroll them and I have a conversation with them, I take notes so that the next time, for example, I talk to that person, I'm like, oh yeah, they got this health problem. Oh, their mom has this problem. I'm going to recommend these oils when they can afford it. This is their list, blah, 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 blah. This is all my doTERRA stuff in here. So again, I'm not scrambling. Okay. So that's how I manage the different areas of the things that were on that calendar, right? When I broke it down into, you know, whether I'm taking so on and so forth. However, the next step that I want to break down for you guys is actually this, that daily schedule. Okay. So in the previous videos, what I said to you guys was that now, and I'll bounce right back to this pie, that now, for me, I don't show up here to work until 1 o'clock. I don't teach until 1 o'clock. You never see videos in my group early in the morning, okay? when it is that I have to learn or that kind of stuff, that depends on the course that I take. But if I manage my week and I know ahead of time where it is, I put it in my calendar as soon as I've signed up for something so that I don't conflict times. And if something, say today at 1 o'clock when I start teaching this, that's when they're going to teach it. Either I'm going to come in this group and say, I'm not available, we're going to reschedule, or I will have to listen to the replay, all right, of something that I'm studying. So for me, my mornings now, not only in my daily schedule, is just a whole day, but my mornings are when I do this. I get my meals prepared. I might have to look at some recipes. I manage my money. I plan my day. I do my fitness, and now I'm starting to take guitar lessons. And when I asked for a time, I'm like, you know, this is a me time. This is so I can create that pleasure, that energy, to keep my energy high. So I asked for guitar lessons at 11 o'clock. And it was the weirdest thing to actually play a guitar and do something so fun so early in the morning. It's like, wow, I'm on fire. Like, I had an exciting morning. So on Monday afternoon, I was just raring to go in the afternoon when it was time for me to do my work. Because if you look at my schedule, this is the day when I manage money and my time, okay? So it was like a lot of fun to sit down on a Monday and plan my week and my finances. So again, these are the things that I focus on in the mornings: education, health education, fitness, playtime. So again, I make sure that I've already had a walk, because you guys remember in this one, you know, one of the most important things for me is to walk my dog. So I make sure on most days, it depends on the weather, that I get that long walk in before 1 o'clock, before I do my work. Sometimes it has to happen around 4 or 5, depending on the weather. But for most of the year, you know, this happens before I go to work. So I've done everything that I need to do to focus on me. I've taken my dog for a nice walk. I've been outside. I've connected with the birds. You know, I've smelt the fresh air. You know, I've probably talked to somebody on the street, you know, that had some time. And then I come in and I'm ready to start working. And I generally go until about 4 or 5. I take a break in there sometimes. However, you know, I might be coming in to make a smoothie or to grab a quick snack. And then I've already got my dinner ready. So dinner is ready to go around 5-ish. And then I have time in the evenings to do some of this other fun stuff that I like doing. So I'm a YouTubeaholic. I love to watch YouTube in the evening. There are so many cool things if I want to watch a movie or whatever. So that's what it is. But again, this could be time for personal relationships. It could be time when I connect with my kids, you know, once they're out of school, if they need me or whatever. Okay, so that's how I plan my day. And then what I tend to do is, and I just showed you guys my list actually for today, is throughout the week, I actually have a to-do list that I've broken down even for Mondays, Tuesdays, you know, for this kind of stuff in my schedule. And I have a list of everything that I need to do. Like I'll show you on here on a Monday, you know, what I do on a Monday in the afternoon when I'm working. All right. And then Tuesdays, you know, what do I need to do? And then Wednesdays. So today for me is Thursday. It's a teaching day. So it's like, what did I need to have prepared so that today I was ready to come in here and make these videos? So you'll even see, like by Thursday, I had to go out and I had to make sure I had my frame because this was in one of my cabins. So again, it's about planning. It's about managing your time. So again, if something does come up, you're going to have the time available. You'll be able to connect with people. And, you know, you're just going to function better in your life. So if any of these videos have helped you in any way and you want to learn how to do this, how to like literally plan your year ahead, break it down. We can do this on a Zoom call. I don't care if there's just one of you in here. We could do it a half an hour a week or something. I did take a course a couple of years ago, and I implemented some of the things that this woman was doing. And I was already someone that was excellent at managing time, but I went deeper with how to manage my time. And what I really did was I focused on this first, as I shared in the first video. I have fun in the morning now before I go out and serve anybody. And a lot of people say I have, you know, this great energy. Well, that's why. Because I finally realized that airplane story. I put the mask on me first before I go out and surf. And it changed my entire life. All right. So I hope you guys have this, have found this helpful. Post any questions or comments. I see, I don't have my glasses on, but we have ones. Oh, Laurel. Oh, so Laurel, that's who's on here. Okay, so Laurel, go back to the first video. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to rename the videos and I'm going to load them up onto YouTube and put it into a mini playlist. All right, so you can follow it from the beginning to the end. All right, if you guys have any questions, let me know and we'll just keep plugging away with this time management. All right, see you soon.